The game is rigged, but you cannot lose if you do not play.
I just want to start this video out with two things. One, my mic should sound better, and two, sort of a disclaimer. I don't really play Guild Wars anymore, at least not ranked. I still spend a lot of time in the game, I just don't touch the ranked game mode. And I have no attachment to this game, but I'm making this video for a friend and some people who doubted that I had any real evidence of Wintrading in this game, or that they'd have you believe that there is none. There is. I've been sitting on this for a while. I'm going to bring it to you guys. I stand by everything I say on the forums and what I'll go to say in this video. Don't expect like top quality production or anything. I threw this together in a day. But yeah, I don't think that Ranked Guild Wars 2 is worth your time right now, and I refuse to actually put time into creating content for this game or expanding my production value when the game is constantly punishing me, my friends, other people, and then rewarding people who cheat the system, match manipulate. I also suggest that if you're from the forums or if you have like a forums account, you don't post this on there, because even if it is evidence, you risk an actual ban since I mentioned people by name. I'll also be posting this to the Guild Wars 2 Reddit in the hopes that this gets a little more exposure. This isn't meant to start any drama between people. I just think it needs a little bit of attention. As for what I'll be talking about and whom, namely Vallun, however you pronounce his name, and also favoritism from the developers towards certain players on the forums. Starting with Vallun, as the title suggests, Vallun is going to be a very major focus point of this video, and I'm not trying to pick on him specifically, nor am I saying that he's the most responsible for match manipulation. Really, he was just the only one I was able to record doing it, and I feel like regardless of who he might be as a person, he's still a Wintrader and everyone really ought to know. The upcoming footage dates between season 16 or 17, I'm not really sure, like I said it's been a while. It comes straight from Vallun's Twitch stream. This was something he did live for a pretty big audience, and basically what he's doing is he's inviting his viewers to send him Black Lion keys. In exchange for the keys, Vallun is willing to play any build attached in the mail in ranked. Ranked is the important word here, because all of this would be fine if this was done in unranked. Vallun, however, I think he knows that if he plays these builds in unranked and he tries to do this in unranked, the content won't be as entertaining and people will be less likely to send him keys. I think it's interesting, and his viewers probably do too, that he's willing to play whatever build they want in the ranked mode because the stakes are higher and it's meant to be competitive. But since he's playing these builds that his viewers want and live streaming the whole thing, his viewers are able to Q snipe him, and they can know exactly what build he's playing, how to counter it, and all of this would be if he even gave a shit, because let's be real, when you see the footage, you'll know right away that he doesn't. So here we go, proof of Vallun trading keys for ranked wins. I'm gonna follow along and freeze and break down some important parts for you guys to understand. So here he's just playing around with the build that the last viewer sent, and if you play Warrior, you'll know that right away all of these combinations aren't particularly good. He's running arms, which if you're not playing a DPS build, is pretty pointless. He's also not using sword, which makes it even more pointless. Discipline, that's a given. I mean, every warrior takes discipline. And then he uses strength here, but he switches out for defense before the match actually starts. So his build is basically no damage, all sustain, bunker. And while yeah, the build is pretty crap, like some off-meta builds can be played effectively and played very well. My last video I did, I used defense instead of strength, and it turns out it was really good for a short time being. So yeah, you can play an off-meta build well, and really that's not what concerns me here, the fact that he's not playing like meta Spellbreaker. What concerns me most is his gameplay and the actual blatant throwing that's coming up here soon.
you just go ham, right? While you got your stances up.
And here is a viewer sending him a key, along with attached a build to play. Sword, sword, axe, axe, knight, amulet, berserker.
Sword, axe, knight, amulet, berserker. What the fuck?
And I'm going to do another cut to him actually playing this build in the following ranked match.
You'd think like that I wouldn't have to carry every single game to win it. But obviously not. And I got the knockback, maybe?
There you have proof that he is indeed selling out by playing whatever builds his viewers want in exchange for keys in ranked. But like I say, I want to show his actual gameplay as well to prove that he isn't just playing these off-meta builds. He isn't really trying at all.
Yeah, clearly I need the banner to finish them.
Pause here. The scoreboard is important for two reasons. For one, it proves that he is indeed playing ranked and not unranked, as you can see here. And for two, that's me right there, Titas. That's me. Hi. Basically, after I saw what he was doing, I took it upon myself to Q-snipe him. Just to prove a point, I don't Q-snipe people regularly, but I just wanted to prove that it was so easy. He was in a duo queue, so it was unbelievably simple for me to just snipe the both of them and land on the other team. See, there's not too many people playing this game, so if you wanted to stream snipe someone, it would be easier in this game than practically any other game in existence. And Vallun knows this too. He is completely aware of this fact, trust me. If you go and you watch his video that he did on Duo Q, to which I'll link in the video description, he is very aware of the population issue. Now let's analyze his gameplay.
Vulnerability, that's pretty good. It's not that bad, to be honest. And
shield dash into F1 into 2 for more roll. It doesn't make carry. Holy shit.
that's so unneeded. It's like unneeded.
Alright, first mistake right here. He rushes far with a build that has no mobility skills and no access to swiftness. He could use balance stance, but that would be a huge waste. And that means by the time he gets to far, it's already been capped. So now he has to fight on an enemy node, and again, the build that he's playing is very defensive, and you'll see him doing almost no damage at all as he 1v1s me.
Yoink. Dude, this skill is so obnoxious. There's his, thingy, whatever it's called. $1K damage, really? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm doing no damage. What the fuck? I need to auto attack. That's what I need. The autos are the real. 2K. Oh, look at that! Annulment proc reflect. Holy shit.
Alright, okay. Listen, that was actually pretty good. The annulment proc reflect, that was pretty good, admittedly. But he really needs to leave this point right now. We are both playing defense, and I'm still owning the point, so his team is still not getting anything for it. He's just here basically throwing skills at me and doing nothing. You can see that his team is, well, you can't really see it because of the goddamn Bandicam logo, but his team is down 70-4.
Easy rampage counter. Dude, I do no damage. What the fuck is this?
Only now, when his team is down 100-4, he decides to disengage, and he admits that he doesn't deal any damage. Here I chase because I want him to stay on that point longer so I can waste more of his time. And if he goes to mid, I want to follow him there so I can help my team kill him. And Defense Warrior is in general just about wasting people's time, holding nodes, and remember that he's playing defense too. He's running arms, discipline, defense.
Yeah, but it's not like Berserker did damage either, dude. Just fucking, like, pressing full counter and it counters me. I can't do anything, dude.
Now that he dies to a defense Spellbreaker, after fighting on far for forever, he finally decides to admit that. He even fell for the bait and came back to the point when I chased him, knowing full well that he doesn't do any damage, allowing his team to fall another 100 points behind. Now this is a mistake that anyone could make, but this guy right here, he isn't just anyone. He's a top player. He is considered one of the very best Thief players in NA or the game entirely. He even made a video called Know Your Rotations. So with all that in mind, I don't know how he expects anyone to believe he just made a serious misplay like that. He is very clearly throwing because he doesn't care enough to play these meme builds, and he's only playing them to feed his viewers free rating, and, of course, for the keys.
Let's go somewhere else and not fight the most boring build in the game, Defense Spellbreaker, aka. That's the reason why I couldn't kill him, because he was fucking, like, no-brain build.
Wow. Wow. Oh yeah, well, you look like Hamilton Morris.
Alright, we can kill this. Look at that. Did you send me that key? I'm gonna play it next game. I just wanted to try this out.
And he did indeed play the build attached to the key the next game. This is all the proof that I personally feel I need. He invited his viewers to trade him keys to play whatever shit build they wanted him to play, then took that build and put zero effort into it, allowing his viewers to Q-snipe him for easy wins. It's very clearly win trading, and win trading is the most common form of match manipulation. Of course, not everyone is going to agree with me. Any actual fans of Vallun especially probably hate me now. I'm just throwing it out there because I told a friend I would make this video, and this isn't an attack on Vallun. I'm not calling for him to be banned, anything like that. It's just showcasing one of the many ways that people cheat the system in this game. Shout out to this guy too for agreeing with me that this is messed up when I mentioned it on the forums a few months ago, because it did encourage me to actually stand up and say something instead of just sitting on this evidence forever. Again, I want to emphasize that this is not a personal attack on Vallun. He was just the only person I've seen stream actual win trading in this game. I'd say the vast majority of the time it goes underhanded, unnoticed, and if you're wondering, ArenaNet probably does know, at least someone there has to. And if an idiot like me can figure it out, I don't doubt for a second that people dedicated to doing this for a living could do it as well. For instance, to show how blatant it is, the ranked 1 player from season 19, that's last season at the time of recording this video, he's openly admitted and bragged about paying someone else to boost his account on the forum. And this comment that I'm showing right now, it's still there too, and I'll link it down in the description if you want to go and see for yourself. The point being, ArenaNet definitely knows, and they just choose not to do anything about it. This is why I mentioned favoritism at the start of the video, because there is a very clear bias not to punish streamers, content creators, influencers, and the clearest example of that is how they just recently banned over 60 accounts for boosting and match manipulation on EU, and those were permabans, as in banned forever. Yet when content creators, influencers, and streamers like Vons and Team USA do the same thing, they only get a 3-month period of dishonor. It's hypocritical because some random nobody on EU gets a permaban, but these people only get 3 months of PvP suspension. And it's possible they still might have gotten to even compete in ATs, because I looked at the forum post, and judging by some of the comments, they were still allowed to participate. So that punishment really does nothing. It should be the same across the board. Again, I'll link the forum post and the Reddit post both in the description if you want to go and check out how they punish one side permanently and the other side 3 months, no PvP. I don't want to start drama. I'm not trying to ruin anyone's livelihood regardless of how they make it or start a witch hunt. Personally, I just want to be able to play ranked in this game and be guaranteed the same treatment and fairness as everyone else queuing ranked. For ArenaNet picking favorites, they made their own rules. I just think it's right that they should enforce them too. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching.